So about a year ago, we caught a tortoise, a gopher tortoise, using a trap and put a transmitter on its back of its shell so we could see over time where this tortoise frequented within its habitat. So now, a year later, we have the data for that. The gopher tortoise is what we call a keystone species. They dig burrows in the ground. They can be up to like 20 to 30, even 40 feet long. And these burrows provide refuge for animals like the eastern indigo snake, which is a federally listed endangered species. Rodents that are either hiding from predators. You can see rabbits in there. Birds will do dust baths kind of on the apron of it, on the front part. The burrow just provides a really important part of making sure the ecosystem is functioning the way it should. So today we released a tortoise that I had captured from its burrow. We've been working with Valdosta State University with Dr. Mitch Lockhart and some of his students, and they wanted to put a transmitter on this tortoise so they could track its movements over time, to see where it goes, to see where it came from, to see if it goes somewhere else.
The transmitter we put on the tortoise is a GPS transmitter. It has a radio frequency so we can go out and find the tortoise should our data had not been successful. The tortoise we have marked now, that transmitter is designed, I set it to transmit for hopefully almost a year. And it transmits once every 10 minutes or once every 20 minutes. It takes a reading and then it stores those readings, and when we get close enough with the receiver, it automatically sends that data to the receiver. One of the things we hope to do is to generate information on movement, basic biology. And hopefully that can contribute to the conservation of this species. They are a threatened species in Georgia. They're a threatened species east of the Tombigbee River. West of the Tombigbee River, they're listed as endangered.
The tortoises are existing alongside military training, obviously, so it really helps us to see how they use this environment. Do they avoid the military training? Do they work around it? Do they live there anyway? Maybe the tortoise has to go a really long way to find food. Maybe it has to go a really long way to find a mate. So it's helpful not just for us, but military bases across the Southeast also have gopher tortoises. So this is something that many people deal with. So this data gives us the tortoise's home range. So his home range was about a quarter of a mile, which is pretty big for a tortoise. They usually keep to 3 or 4 acres, but apparently this one really liked to move around a lot, so he's got a lot of land. So this allows us to see his home range, which is important for this specific tortoise because he is right next to the FTX site they're developing. So he's going to be kind of interfacing with the public more than most tortoises are. So it's really helpful for us to see the areas that he likes to hang out, so we can actually give that data to the people working on the FTX site and say, hey, there's a tortoise that lives over here. If you see him, that's okay, but this is where he lives, so you guys can avoid each other. Other than that, it's just really helpful for us to get habitat use data for the tortoises. We can see kind of areas they frequent and, again, the amount of space they kind of need to maintain a happy and healthy lifestyle.
Working with such a charismatic species has been very educational for me. It's been a terrific education for my kids. It's been educational for my wife. It's been educational for so many students at BSU. And again, they're characterized as a declining species, it's tragic almost. And so that's why we're trying to contribute to what we can do to help maintain them and preserve them.